welcome to Before the Heights on the SEC Network. We're at Coleman Coliseum on the campus of the University of Alabama as the 6th-ranked Arkansas Razorbacks visit the number 6th-ranked Crimson Tide. Hello, everyone. I'm John Roethlisberger, joined once again by world champion and NCAA champion Bridget Sloan. Bridget, we have got what looked like a matchup at the beginning of the season, before the season started, as an automatic win for Alabama. It doesn't really look that way anymore. Arkansas has had a tremendous season. They're coming into form. This really could be a good matchup.
I think it's going to be a great matchup. I mean, Arkansas right now is just building every single meet, and they're getting better and better. I'm excited.
Series history, Alabama dominates 36-5-1. However, 3 of the last 5 of these competitions have gone to Arkansas, and Arkansas is trying to get a streak of 3 in a row here in the SEC. However, that last win was in 2017. Some of the storylines coming into this competition: Arkansas, they defeat number 10 Georgia at home. That was a big win for them. Season high on the uneven bars and the balance beam. Crimson Tide, they defeat number 21 Missouri at home. But the weekend before that, Bridget, we saw a great one against LSU. Alabama got the win there. And they are both these teams coming off season highs for them last weekend. So we'll see if they can do even better this weekend. But for Arkansas, this is one of the reasons they've done well.
Kennedy Hambrick right now is leading the pack. And to be honest, I'm not sure if she realizes just how good she is. She had career highs last weekend on balance beam and uneven bars, and then tied for a 39.6 in the all-around. Right now, she is putting up big scores, doing amazing for this Arkansas team.
On the Alabama side, this young lady's been a star all season long.
Lexi Graber, I cannot talk about her enough. The way she competes is so impressive. It's like she's almost angry when she competes, because she gets out there and she hits her routines every single weekend.
Things to watch for tonight. We're going to have Bridget's breakdown. We're going to talk about what these teams have done to do well this season. Alabama's bars have led the way. Arkansas's consistency has really been their calling card. It is Valentine's Day, Bridget's favorite holiday. It's just amazing. It's great to see her here on Valentine's Day, and it's Valentine's on Friday Night Heights. We've got a little special feature for you guys at home. And then, of course, around the SEC weekly honors, we might even add a little something extra to that this week, so don't miss our weekly honors. Our projected lineup for both of these teams on each event are as follows.
Now, let's meet our visitors from Arkansas. Now, to honor our flag, our country, and our freedom, please stand with hats off and hands over hearts as tonight's national anthem is performed by Ava and Cora Patelski.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bomb bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
A freshman from Brownsburg, Indiana, Kiara Gianfone. A senior from Las Vegas, Nevada, Jessica Yemson. A freshman from Kansas City, Missouri, Claire Rogers. A freshman from Sycamore, Illinois, Madison Hickey. A redshirt freshman from Greensboro, North Carolina, Bailey Levitt. A senior from Arlington, Tennessee, Haley Garner. A sophomore from Austin, Texas, Amanda Elswick. A junior from Blue Springs, Missouri, Sophia Carter. A sophomore from Houston, Texas, Kennedy Hamrick. A freshman from Plano, Texas, Carissa Patton. A junior from Kings Mountain, North Carolina, Sydney Laird. A sophomore from Houston, Texas, Savannah Penisi. A sophomore from Houston, Texas, Katarina Derrick. A junior from Beach City, Texas, Kaylee Gillings. And a redshirt junior from Tyler, Texas, Sarah Schaefer. Arkansas is led by interim assistant coach Caitlin Orrell, assistant coach Chris Brooks, and head coach Jordan Weber. Alabama fans, get on your feet, get out your phones, turn on your flashlights, and light up Coleman Coliseum for your Alabama Crimson Tide.
Ready or not? How good are we going to be today? And where's our emphasis today? Here I come. It's about doing what you do every day really well. Ready or not?
She's meant so much to this program.
Tip your hats to the Crimson Tide.
What a moment for the Crimson Tide when they needed it the most.
Ready or not?
So much airtime.
And when it's all said and done, Alabama gets the win. Double-double was nuts.
Ready or not?
Now please stand and deliver a rolling time for Alabama Gymnastics. Our freshman from Arlington, Texas with a 3.83 GPA in the fall, Macy Orozco. From Rochester, Michigan with a 4.0 GPA in the fall, Mateo Alagora. Joining the Tide for the spring semester from Ponte Vedra Beach, Florida, Ella Burgess. Also joining the team this semester from Dallas, Texas, Luisa Blanco. From Pickerington, Ohio, with a 4.0 GPA for her career, Makari Doggett. Our sophomores, a Scholastic All-American from Tuscaloosa with a 3.60 GPA for her career, Cynthia Mitchell. A Scholastic All-American from Virginia Beach, Virginia with a 3.76 grade point average for her career, Griffin James. A Scholastic All-American from Coral Springs, Florida with a 3.55 GPA for her career, Emily Gaskins. A Scholastic All-American from Newport Beach, California with a 4.0 GPA in the fall, Jenzy Gibbons. A World Championship medalist, Olympian, and Scholastic All-American with a 3.79 GPA for her career, Shalyn Olsen. Our juniors, a Scholastic All-American from Spanish Fort, Alabama, carrying a 3.47 grade point average for her career, Kylie Dixon. A Scholastic All-American from Boonton, New Jersey, with a 3.82 GPA for her career, Alonza Klopper. A Scholastic All-American, NCAA Regional and SEC Champion from Cape Coral, Florida, with a 3.61 GPA overall, Lexi Graber. Our seniors, a Scholastic All-American from Spearfish, South Dakota, with a 3.33 GPA for her career, Winter Childers. A Scholastic All-American and all SEC gymnast from Lenexa, Kansas, with a 3.87 GPA for her career, Maddie Dash. And a Scholastic Scholastic All-American and All-SEC gymnast, and Alabama graduate from Algonquin, Illinois, maintaining a 4.0 GPA in her master's program, Shay Mahoney. Alabama is led by volunteer assistant coach Asia Sims, assistant coaches Bill Lorenz and Ryan Roberts, and head coach Dana Duckworth. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Alabama Gymnastics.
Coming up, number 14 Arkansas versus number 6 Alabama next on the SEC Network. Hello and welcome to Friday Night Heights, presented by Belt. We are at Coleman Coliseum on the campus of the University of Alabama as the 6th-ranked Crimson Tide hosts the 14th-ranked Arkansas Razorbacks. Hello everyone, I'm John Roethlisberger alongside world champion and NCAA champion Bridget Sloan, and we've got a great matchup tonight. Head coach Jordan Weber in her first season at Arkansas is coming off a great week in her first half of the season. She beat the number 10 Georgia Bulldogs last weekend, her team rather. They also put up a season high. One of the big reasons, Bridget, is this young lady right here.
You know what? Kennedy Hambrick, she's only a sophomore. And to be honest, I don't think she realizes just how much she's doing for this team right now, because she's just doing her job. Last week she had career highs on bars, beam, and the all-around with a 9.925 on balance beam and a 9.95 on bars.
On the other side of the floor, Dana Duckworth, the host team, the Alabama Crimson Tide. She has had an outstanding season as well. They are on a streak of wins and also a season high last week. And one of the big names for that team has been that name for a while, Lexi Graber.
Lexi is a true competitor for this Alabama team. Dana could not talk enough about. She just has fire in her eyes when she competes, and she wants to win. I mean, you talk about someone that competes with determination, Lexi Graber.
Alabama will start on the vault. Right away, we've got Ella Burgess. And this is a big event for both Arkansas and Alabama. Maybe not their strongest event, Bridget, but one that they need to stick those landings to really capitalize on. Well, and Ella's job right now, she is the leadoff for this event. She is going to start the team off with a huge Yurchenko layout full. Slight hop on the landing, but great height. What I loved about that vault was her control throughout the entire thing. She hits the vault, full twist, controls her landing, just a very slight hop, very nice start. And that's the thing we saw from Alabama in warm-ups is they had a lot of really big vaults, not the 10-0 start values, and that means they really need to stick those landings. Now Arkansas on the uneven bars event, that's been good for them. They had a great week last week on this event, and they are led off by a familiar face senior, Jessica Yamzon. Very nice pass handstand into her release. Jessica is a senior and she has led off on this event all 4 years. She is very familiar in this spot, doing a great job so far, being very clean. Nice pass handstand right where she needs to be. Very difficult dismount. Wow. Fantastic job by Jessica. And that is big time for Arkansas. They need a strong start here at Alabama. Not a huge release there. She doesn't get too high off the bar, but she knows right where she is. And this is a very difficult dismount. Layout, full out, and gets the stick. And you know what? We've said it once, we're going to say it again. Sticks are contagious. And we will find out if they are when we get back to bars. But now over to vault, Maddie Desch. She is a senior. She is in the number 2 spot, waiting for Ella Burgess's score. Maddie is a world champion, actually was a member of the 2014 U.S. team that won gold at the World Championships. A Yurchenko full, and that is a stuck landing. She had a little bit of pike down. I would love to see her keep her hips open throughout the entire vault. But the landing,
She knows exactly where she is and gets that stick. That is a 9.95 start value, so there's no way she can get a 10-0, so she needs to be as clean as possible.
Her teammate Ella Burgess a 9.75 in the leadoff spot.
And what we're looking for in the college gymnastics rules, you're going to see 6 athletes per team compete on each event. 5 of the best scores count. The lowest is dropped from each team's event total. And after all 4 apparatuses, the team with the highest cumulative score wins. The home team, Alabama, is starting on vault. They will move to bars, beam, and floor. And then the away team, Arkansas, will do the vice versa and switch with bars, vault, floor, and balance beam.
Now we go with freshman Brownsburg, Indiana native Chiara Gianfagna. She is the number 2 athlete for them on every event as well. Yams on the leadoff. Gianfagna usually follows her up.
She had a little bit of trouble with this release right here. Takes that right to her fingertips. Nice control after that handstand. A little bit of leg separation in that veil. The judges will take a 10th for that.
Yams on score 9.775 in the leadoff spot.
Just a slight hop on the dismount, but what Arkansas is doing right now is they're very clean. And right here, takes that really far, gets her hands on top of the bar. She had a lot of trouble with that in warm-up, missing 2 or 3 of those, so very nice job by Chiara. And what the judges are looking for on vault, the start value, you're going to see a lot of 9.95 start values. You want to see a perfect 10 start value, the amplitude off the vault, and then of course the landing. You want to see those stuck landings, the detail that comes from those landings, because that's what's going to make you a national champion.
Another senior, Shay Mahoney, will get her chance. Maddie Desch, fellow senior, scored a 9.85 in the 2 spot.
Another Yurchenko layout full. Again, a little bit of a pike down. She's going to have to take that hop. These details that we talked about, sticking those landings, you want to see that right here.
Does this look like it could be a 1.5 to you, though, Bridget?
Absolutely.
It's a big vault.
Absolutely. She has great amplitude off the vault, great distance from the vault. Overall, it is a very nice Yurchenko full.
Haley Garner, senior from Memphis, Tennessee, and Gym Stars Gymnastics will be the 3rd gymnast up for Arkansas. Gianfagna score a 9.8, so built slightly on Yamzon's 9.775.
Haley has a tough combination right down to the low bar. She struggled with that a couple weeks ago, but not tonight. She is looking very strong. Nice pass handstand.
Oh, wanted that stuck landing. Opened a little early.
Overall, though, I don't know if you're going to see a lot of deduction in that routine. She starts things off with a tough combination, blind full, into a ginger, keeps her legs together right down to the low bar, and then blind full into her double back. Watching her in warm-up, she stuck everyone, but you see she let go of her legs a little early, had to take a step forward. Very, very clean routine.
So over on vault, 2 season highs back-to-back for Desch and Mahoney, 9.85 for Shea. Now Luisa Blanco, just a freshman out of Dallas, Texas, is up in the 4 spot.
Another Yurchenko full. Wow. Very nice ball. Again, I would love to see these athletes open up their hips a little bit more on the landing and really absorb and get that strong stick. But very nice height. I think that was a stick. And Dana is excited, as she should be, by just a freshman.
I think Dana gave it a stick for sure. Really not the 10-0 vaults, but I don't know if they can do it much better. These are very clean, landed well. Now another freshman, Bailey Lovett, up on bars. Haley Garner, a 9.75.
Nice release. Bailey is so aggressive on this event. Very nice pass handstand. Just the dismount. Blind pull into a double tuck.
There you go.
It's the stick. One thing I love about Bailey when she performs, she starts smiling before she even lands. in this cast handstand, right where she needs to be in that green. No deduction in that cast handstand.
Shallon Olson, one of the best vaulters in the world, is up next for Alabama. Actually won the silver medal on this event at the 2018 World Championships for Canada. She got second to, you guessed it, the best in the world, Simone Biles.
Shallon is going to be the only one doing this vault tonight. It is a round off back handspring, double twist.
Oh! Not quite.
I'm not going to give her that stuck landing. That's what you call a college stick.
Big vault, though.
Very nice job. You can tell she's been working on her technique. Would love to have seen her absorb that landing and really hold the stick, but a very difficult Yurchenko double twist. Not many athletes in NCAA do that vault. So very impressive.
Her teammate Luisa Blanco right before her, a 9.875. That's a career high for her. Only a freshman, but nonetheless, halfway through the season, that is the best she has done so far. Now Bailey Lovett on the other side of the floor, also a freshman. Her career high, 9.875 on bars, and this is Kennedy Hambrick. There are your scores so far, so they are going to count a 9-7. It is Arkansas. You can drop their low. Remember that. They can drop the low score, but right now they have 2 scores in the 9-7s.
Well, and Kennedy is doing her job right now. She scored a 9.95 last week. Not going to score that 9.95 this week. Had to take a slight step that those judges are definitely going to take off. But great height on this dismount. Very clean. Arkansas is doing very clean routines, but they've got to stick the landings and get those handstands.
Last up for Alabama, somebody that looked like they were maybe struggling a little bit in warm-ups, Lexi Graber on this event, Bridget.
Yeah, she was sitting down, rubbing her ankle pretty intently, and you could tell Dana was walking over and talking to her. I'm not quite sure what was going on, but she looked good in warm-up.
Shallon Olson's score, by the way, a 9.875. Still haven't broken the 9.9 mark, but great scores nonetheless for the Crimson Tide here in rotation 1.
And Lexi does a 1.5, which is a 10-0 start value.
Doesn't look like any ankle problems to me. Unbelievable.
Wow. That was a big vault. Great air time. Just controlled in the landing. She actually opens up a little bit to get that stick. And her team is so excited. That was a great vault for Lexi, who, again, she was really rubbing those ankles. So to see her do such a nice vault, she's got to feel good. Unbelievable
rotation for Alabama. Now Sydney Laird and Arkansas, they need an answer. They need a big score right here. Kennedy Hambrick at 9.85.
They are not going to get a big score with that. That is going to be a 5/10 deduction. And right now, time is not on her side. She has 30 seconds to get back on the bar, but you see she just lets go way too late. And you see her hands. She wants her hands to be on top of the bar, and they are just a little bit behind the bar, and her dowels cannot get it on top.
One of the worst feelings as a gymnast is just not quite catching that bar. So that means that Arkansas on bars are going to have to count 2 scores in the 9.7s. Lexi Graber on vault, by the way, a 9.9. So Alabama will have a fairly nice lead after 1 rotation.
And right now, she just needs to be strong on this event and finish as well as she can. Double layout. Pretty big step. I think she was a little shaken up from that fall. Tries to get it back.
And that is unfortunate with those big scores Alabama was getting on vault. They needed one, Arkansas did rather, needed a big number, a 9.9 plus from Sydney Laird. They will not get it. But when we come back, we're going to have another edition of Bridget's Breakdown and a whole lot more gymnastics yet to come. Friday Night Heights is presented by Belk as the 6th-ranked Alabama Crimson Tide hosts the 14th-ranked Arkansas Razorbacks. After 1 rotation, a comfortable 3/10 lead for the host team. the Alabama Crimson Tide. John Roethlisberger alongside Bridget Sloan. Bridget, coming into this competition, we talked about it. Both of these teams are kind of rounding into the second half season shape, as you should, as is indicative of a team at this point of the season. But let's look at them each individually. Alabama, for them, the difference maker seems to have been the uneven bars.
Uneven bars is hands down Alabama's event. I mean, they're ranked number 4 in the NCAA right now, and it doesn't just come from all of these athletes, but it's the detail that these athletes put, and they are led by number 2, Makari Doggett. She is just a freshman, but the detail that this Alabama team focuses on, the toe point, the shoulder extension, and not to mention the sticks, that is why this Alabama team is as good as they are on uneven bars.
Uneven bars for Alabama, one of their best events every season, seem to be in the top 7 every year. Last year, the exception in 2019, but they're back on stride again here this year. Now for the Arkansas Razorbacks, they come in, maybe not the flashiest team in the country, but they're a team that has really followed their coaches, and they have really exemplified consistency.
You know, I have to say I'm so impressed with Arkansas because they are buying into the philosophy of Jordan and Chris, and that is train smart and be consistent. And this Arkansas team just gets better and better each meet.
And you can see recently back-to-back SEC wins, going for 3 in a row here in Alabama. They got a little work to do, but they have a 5th ranking on the floor exercise, their best event. Certainly quite a job so far for Jordan Weber early in her career. Coming up next, Arkansas is going to be going to the vault, and they're going to need a big one because you can see they trail by 3/10 to the host team. Amanda Ellswick back in the lineup for the Razorbacks on that event. Over on the uneven bars, you mentioned her, Bridget. Makari Doggett gets her chance. Alabama Crimson Tide, 14th ranked Arkansas Razorbacks after one. The home team, Alabama, has a 3/10 lead over the Razorbacks. A long way to go. It is alumni night here in Coleman Coliseum, and every year Alabama Gymnastics gives an award to the distinguished alumni, somebody who has really led a life of distinction following graduation from Alabama. This year it is Rita Martin, the longest tenured member of the gymnastics staff, retired during the summer, and she is the award recipient this year. You can see former head coach Sarah Patterson, one of the greatest ever to coach in women's gymnastics. On to the second rotation. Now Arkansas goes to vault, Bridget. They got themselves in a little bit of a hole, and they're going to an event which really isn't their strength.
They don't have the 10-0 start values here, but what they need to do is they need to be clean and they need to stick those landings.
They're going to be led off by Chiara Gianfagna, and you are seeing something, ladies and gentlemen, that no one has seen in Arkansas in the last 3.5 seasons. Jessica Yamzon is not in the vault lineup. This is the first time in her career at Arkansas that she will not do the all-around. She is not a thrilled young lady, but she is a team player, and you can see her there supporting her teammates.
Starting off with a nice Yurchenko full, great distance from the vault, but really had to pike it down, take that hop backwards. You see right here, she gets such nice distance, but that pike down caused her to take a pretty big step, or pretty big hop. That's going to be a pretty big deduction.
If they want to stay close, I'm going to just throw it out there, they have got to stick at least 2 or 3 of these vaults.
Absolutely.
Now somebody who can really swing some bars, Kylie Dixon. She will lead things off for Alabama on the uneven bars. As we mentioned, they have a 3/10 lead coming into rotation 2, and good for them because they are going to their best event, as you mentioned, the uneven bars, Bridget.
And Kylie is stunning on this event. It might be because she is taller than your average gymnast, but her execution is flawless. Nice pass handstand there. And this is one of the biggest releases in college gymnastics. Huge Tkachev. I know she wanted to get that stick, had to take a slight hop, very small hop, but this Tkachev just flies over that bar. And the last thing the judges see, the dismount, she wanted that stick. You could tell she was fighting for it. Had to take a very small hop forward, but a very nice start for Alabama.
Over on vault, Chiara Gianfagna, only a 9.65, not a score you want to have to count. They'll hope to drop that one. Now Madison Hickey, freshman from Sycamore, Illinois.
A nice Yurchenko full there. You see right now Arkansas is looking a little timid. They're not getting the block off the vault. These are nice, clean vaults, but she really had to pike that one down. A little short on that landing. The judges, from what the scoring has been, they're going to take a lot on that pike down in that landing.
Do you think it's a situation for Arkansas they know they need to stick and they're trying maybe a little too hard to do so?
I definitely think they're trying a little bit too hard. Sometimes when you're in gymnastics and you try too hard, it actually doesn't help you. So they just need to trust their ability, trust themselves, and trust these vaults.
Senior Winter Childers waits to go. Points of emphasis, Bridget, on bars.
And what the judges are looking for, the handstands, I keep talking about being right in the vertical, right in that green from the meter, and then the releases. You saw Kaylee do this huge release. She flew, and then the landings. Of course, we want those stuck landings. I don't think I can say that enough tonight about sticking the landings. So far, Winter's doing a great job. She's actually nursing a knee injury, so she doesn't compete every meet, but every chance she gets, she puts up some big scores. Very nice job. Nice, unique dismount.
Kylie Dixon right before her, a 9.825.
And we talked about the handstand meter right where she needs to be. That is a flawless cast handstand and a unique blind change into a back half.
That's a cool dismount. You don't see a whole lot of those.
Dismount and gets that stick.
Smoke that landing. Madison Hickey on vault, the 9.7. Now Claire Rogers got to start building scores.
Again, the pike down on these landings, that's really going to hurt them here. All they need to do is just trust. Right now they are very timid. She hits the vault and really has to pike it down, takes a step forward. Would really just love to see these vaults get bigger.
They've got 3 vaulters yet to go, and they're going to need to be big ones because Alabama's putting up some big numbers on bars. Winter Childers, a 9.85, a season high for her. And now arguably the all-around favorite tonight, Lexi Graber, after an unbelievable start to her meet in that Yurchenko 1.5 to the perfect landing.
And we talked about it earlier. Lexi competes with this fire in her eyes. And Dana said when she gets up on any apparatus, she wants to hit. A little bit of leg separation when she caught on that Ginger. Nice cast handstand, just the dismount. Had to take a slight hop there, but a very clean set for Lexi. Nice job.
Tomorrow we've got another full day of college hoops highlighted by this doubleheader right here on the SEC Network and the ESPN app. Anthony Edwards in Georgia take on Texas A&M in College Station at 3:30 Eastern, 2:30 Central. Then we'll take you to Columbia, South Carolina, hosting Tennessee. Quickly over to vault, Sarah Schaefer.
A Yurchenko half, 995 start value, but she does a big vault every single time. Would love to see her get a big score. Nice height off the vault. Has to take a slight hop, but has a lot of control in her landing. She's going to try and get this Arkansas team back on track.
Claire Rogers right before her, a 9.55. So right now, looking at the Arkansas scores, they've got to count a 9.7 and a 9.65, and they absolutely need to drop that 9.55 to keep this even a little bit close. And as you look across the floor, things are not getting better for them. Alabama smoking some bars. Lexi Graber a 9.8. Now Jency Givens, someone who's quite capable of putting up a 9.9 plus, mounts the apparatus.
A little short on that cast handstand. Jency is capable of a big score. One thing she does so well, though, is her toe point. to keep that. Arkansas needed a little help from Alabama, and they're getting it with this routine. Jensen's got to get it right back, just the dismount. Gets the landing, but she was way over on that bail. Looks like she held on just a tad bit, but talk about a fight.
That's amazing. Her feet hit the floor, too. That's not going to be a big score, but, man, sometimes as a coach, you see that happen, and you're almost more proud in a way.
Absolutely. She could have very easily just jumped off the bar, but she fought to stay on and stuck the landing.
Now Kennedy Hambrook, she follows Sarah Schaefer's 9-8, so things improving for the Razorbacks. A couple more chances here at a 9-9 plus.
And Kennedy might do a 1.5.
She does!
And she will. That is a 10-0 start value. That was a very nice vault. She had to take a step forward, but because she had too much power.
At a big moment in the meet, too. Things seem to be slipping away early, and that comes at a very opportune time.
And this is all about building confidence. This is not a normal vault for her, so she has got to be feeling very good to perform that 10-0 start valued vault at an away meet.
On the bars, Shea Mahoney.
Shea Mahoney next up on the uneven bars. We saw a break from Jency Givens, just a 9.625 for her. Makari Doggett will anchor this bar lineup.
And Mahoney is actually ranked number 3 in the SEC right now on uneven bars, and you are seeing right here, very nice execution.
We saw those bar scores, that 9-6 score. They're hoping to drop that, but the last two have to hit.
Shea is a very aggressive bar swinger, and this dismount, so much air time. I'm not gonna give her that stick. I think she had to take a slight hop backwards, but one thing she did is she held it.
A little slide, but she go up after a miss, and the pressure just gets ramped up, and she answers the bell. She stops the bleeding.
She is getting that team right back on track where they need to be.
Amanda Ellswick anchors the vault rotation. Kennedy Hambrook, a 9.825. Amanda just getting back in the lineup, nursing some of her own injuries, hoping to get her back on both balance beam and floor exercise by the end of the season. But she is so important to this team.
And she is coming out of Kennedy's 9.825. Very nice, Yurchenko full. One thing that she does so well is her body position throughout that entire vault. We talk so much about piking down. There is no pike down in that vault. Fights for that landing, has to take a slight hop, but very nice Yurchenko full. That is a 9.95 start value, so love to see her break into those 9.9s.
Are you ready for Alabama's lineup to let their own bars? This is Makari Doggett.
Some words from head coach Jordan Weber. Now Makari Doggett, the freshman, will anchor this bar rotation that has been so good this season for Alabama. Shea Mahoney, a 9.85. This is a very critical routine at a point where Alabama's got a chance to stretch the lead or bring them back to the pack and make it tight.
Makari Doggett is so beautiful on this event. She is ranked number 2 in the SEC on uneven bars. And just a freshman, she is so strong and almost elegant on that event. But one thing Alabama did not do a lot of tonight is stick those bar landings. It's the detail that is really going to come down to the final event. But ends this bar routine with a gorgeous double layout.
What do you do in the couple, kind of the shuffle and the step, Bridget?
It's going to be a couple tenths. The judges are not giving anything away tonight. I mean, these athletes are earning and being given the appropriate scores, in my opinion. So these stuck landings, that's what it's really going to come down to.
I had the pleasure of watching Makari in 5 different Nasty and Lucan Cup finals. She is an outstanding level 10 gymnast. The one thing about her, she is aggressive. She is fearless. Put me in as the anchor after our rotation has a fall on bars, and I can answer it. Makari Doggett, a 9.9, outstanding finish. Coming up, we're going to have a special Friday Night Heights version of Valentine's Day. You don't want to miss this one.
One of the college gymnasts I admire is Sarah Finnegan, who went to LSU. I grew up with her, and then seeing her transition into college and just blossom as an athlete, that was so cool. Kyla Ross is, one of I've always looked up to her as a kid, and in the Olympics, I mean, it's just crazy that I'm here competing against her. Kennedy Edney at LSU. We've been super close growing up. And just being able to see her kind of just shine at LSU has been really cool to watch. Our alumni, Asia Sims, she's most positive and fantastic person, and she is so dedicated to the Alabama team. She's just a great role model for everybody.
And there is Asia Sims. She is on the coaching staff here at Alabama, was a gymnast here from 2014 to 2017, the team captain and All-American. Bridget, it seems like in all the sports, role models are so important. In gymnastics, it's really no different.
No, it's not. And I think the amazing thing about gymnastics is these role models don't have to be way before your time. I mean, role models in gymnastics can be your friend, your teammate. And speaking of teammates, I mean, my role model was my teammate at the University of Florida, Marissa King. She was a senior when I was a freshman. But before college, we competed together at the 2008 Olympics. Her for the UK, me for the US, and then also at the 2009 World Championships. But the thing that I loved most about her when I got to college was her leadership, her ability to lead not only in the gym but outside of the gym.
You know what, Bridget, since it's Valentine's Day and you love Valentine's Day, I feel like, it's time, maybe a little special message from maybe someone you admired as an athlete.
Bridget, I want to wish you a happy Valentine's Day, my girl. I love you.
You gotta love it. You gotta love it. Fantastic. Thanks, Marissa. For me, a lot of boys in athletics, whether it's gymnastics or another sport, your role models are someone who puts on pads or throws a ball. For me, I'll tell you what, my role model lived in my own house. It was my sister, Marie Roethlisberger, first NCAA champion ever for the University of Minnesota. She was an All-American. She was a member of the '84 Olympic team, but a great gymnast. But the best part about Marie was she is the toughest individual that I ever met in any sport, and that was a role model for a young boy, and it was a good one for me. So happy Valentine's Day, everybody. Happy Valentine's Day, Honey Bear, to my wife at home. I'm going to get teased for that one, aren't I? Our score here after 2 rotations, it's Alabama early, a comfortable lead. It's going to be whether Arkansas can make a big comeback. To do it, they're going to have to start now. Alabama, they moved to balance beam with one of the best in the conference, Alonza Klopfer. Arkansas on floor, a lot of weight on the shoulders of one of the best, Sophia Carter. A big lead in the sport of gymnastics when you're ahead by 7/10, and that's exactly where Alabama sits over Arkansas as they head into the 3rd rotation. Now here's the kicker. Alabama's going to balance beam. Both of these teams yet have to do the most difficult and precarious event in women's gymnastics, the balance beam. That means anything can happen, but Bridget, would you say that right now Arkansas might need a little bit of help if they're going to pull this one off?
Arkansas is definitely going to need some help from Alabama, and guess what? They're on balance beam. It is 4 inches wide. This is a make or break event. Not only is it a physical event, but it is so mentally tough. So these athletes from Alabama, they really have to focus in and just do their job. And if Arkansas wants to take the lead, they're going to need some help.
Ella Burgess, freshman from Ponte Vedra Beach, Florida, will start things off. And this is an event for Alabama. Every team can say they've had their meets on balance beam where things have gone sideways. Earlier this year against Auburn, had a chance to win, but Alabama did not have a good beam rotation. Auburn got the win, but since that time, they seem to have solidified a little bit on this event.
It only takes one competition to realize how much you don't want to be in that 2nd place finish. And against Auburn, and they're going to have to count a fall. That is a 5/10 deduction.
Now she's going to have to count a fall, but Alabama still has a chance to drop that routine. However, the pressure is going to be on. 5 up, 5 count now for Alabama the rest of the way.
Exactly, and you really want your leadoff. Doesn't have to be the best on the team, but they need to be strong, and they need to be kind of a solidified hit. So they're going to have to start from square one with Emily Gaskins, who is going to be up next.
Finishes strong, but that fall will loom large with 5 athletes yet to go.
And she does a 1-arm back handspring, and you can tell by her feet she was off from the get-go. And this is a great angle right there. She is just completely crooked, tries to get it back.
That gives me the willies just seeing that. I don't know how you women do balance beam, it is just, it's got to be so nerve-wracking.
It's amazing. It's okay. You can tell us.
You're way tougher than I ever was, so congratulations. Jessica Yamzon, we talked about how she did not do the vault rotation. That is the first time in her career she did not do the all-around, and now she's going to be going on the floor exercise. The reason is, talking to head coach Jordan Weaver, they're protecting her knee a little bit, and she's battled some knee things. Nothing major, but they've got a lot of season left to go, the postseason, and in Jordan's words, we got to do what's best for the team.
Absolutely. And it's just a precaution. They want to make sure that she is strong and healthy. And it looks like they're having a little bit of a mat adjustment. I know you can put a mat on the floor as long as you'll see tape that has to match up directly with the corner. And it looks pretty good to me. I love floor exercise because each athlete gets to kind of show off their individual personality. Nice double tuck to start things off. Arkansas needs to be almost perfect on this event, and it is a very strong event for them.
I think her foot stayed in. It was
I
real
think it
close
did
to
too,
the edge.
and that is a veteran competitor knowing exactly where she is. I think if she would have put her heel down, she would have been out of bounds, but she knew to keep that heel up.
Arkansas is number 5 in the nation on this event. So if they're going to make a move, if they're going to close that gap against Alabama, it is going to have to start right now.
Final pass here. Nice control on that. She's used to going straight from vault right into floor exercise, so she has a little bit of fresh legs here. Very nice job for Jessica. And take a look at this double salto pass, front layout into a front full. A little messy in her legs on that front layout if I'm being really picky, but a very solid start.
You're being picky. It's okay. That's what you're supposed to do. Ella Burgess at 9.0 now. We talked about the pressure. Sophomore Emily Gaskins with this unique mount has got to be feeling the pressure.
Very unique mount here at LSU. She took it very close to the beam. Emily is coming after Ella Burgess, who did have a fall. You can tell Emily is normally very controlled up on the balance beam. She's having a few balance checks here and there.
Emily had ankle surgery, late fall, still coming back from that, but she is really a high-level gymnast, former elite national team member.
Very nice handspring layout, step out. Just the dismount, gainer full, slight hop on that dismount, but a strong routine. A few balance checks here and there. You can tell that she was a little off, but this mount, back handspring.
There are no words. I'm going to let you just take this.
I don't know how you teach that. I don't want to say a lot of trial and error, but
you can't have a lot of error in that one. All-around competition tonight, a 3 one-person race. Lexi Graber with a narrow lead over Kennedy Hambrick after 2 rotations.
And Kiara coming out after Jessica. Very nice double pike.
Jessica Yamzon led off with a 9.75.
Talking to head coach Jordan Weaver earlier, she loves how Kiara is so open to opportunity. She loves going after Jessica in the number 2 spot. And who knows, maybe when Jessica graduates, Kiara might be the new Jessica. And she'll start off on all 4 events too.
Those are big shoes to fill.
So far, so good for this Arkansas team. We said that they needed some help from Alabama. They got some. Now they just need to stay right on track. Keep their energy up. Nice double tuck. A little short on that landing. She had to take a slight hop forward, but a lot of fun in that floor routine. Arkansas is just trying to get that energy back up and get back to where they can be really competitive with this Alabama team.
Coming up next, we'll take you to Auburn, Alabama for number 2 Florida squaring off against number 17 Auburn. You can always watch it anywhere on the ESPN app. That's Peyton Richards, number 12 in the country in the all-around last week. 3 career highs on different events. That should be a good one from Auburn. Now back to the balance beam. Shalyn Olson follows Emily Gaskin's 9.75. So they will count that 9.75. That is not a big score. So again, pressure on with 4 gymnasts yet to go for the Crimson Tide.
And Shalyn is very used to a pressure situation. She has competed in front of crowds in the thousands. She is a member of the Canadian national team. She's actually currently in the process of hopefully making that 2020 Olympic team.
Yeah, she's had a busy schedule. Recently competed last Friday, then left to go to Canada to compete at Elite Canada, their national championships. Came back Monday, had a full week of training, and here she is competing again for Alabama. What a schedule. Definitely a lot of frequent flyer miles for that young lady in the last week.
Front area, a little bit of a balance check. Again, this Alabama team, they just seem a little bit shaky on balance beam right now. Very difficult back handspring, double pike. That is an elite beam dismount that you just saw. And a back handspring layout step out here. A little bit of a balance check, recovers very well, but this dismount, handspring 2 feet.
Man, that is elite level stuff.
Really had to pull that double pike around. Would love to see her get a little bit more amplitude off the balance beam.
So again, Arkansas trying to make a move. Kiara Gianfagna got a 9.775. So a 9.75 and a 9.775 for Arkansas. Not big scores. They're going to have to build on those, and still they need another little break from Alabama to close that gap. This is Kennedy Hambrick.
And what the judges are looking for, the difficulty in the tumbling passes. You want to see big flips, lots of twists, the artistry. The artistry is what's going to set each athlete apart. And then the landings. You want to stay inside the white lines. And Kennedy is showing off that big tumbling. She had a 9.925 last week for a career high on floor.
As we mentioned, just .025 behind Lexi Graber for the all-around crown tonight.
Talk about having fun on floor. In these floor routines, I have to add Kaylin Orrell, who is the other assistant coach for Arkansas. She actually does all the choreography, which is a very, very tough role. She was a gymnast at Nebraska when Chris Brooks was there coaching. Lost her leg in that double pike and pulled that around. Wow.
That, hopefully we'll get a chance to see that. That looked like it could have been a disaster.
That could have been a huge disaster. But a very nice second pass. She gets so high. And watch her left, I think it's her right hand. She actually loses her leg.
That was amazing.
Wow. That was very impressive.
It was amazing how she still controlled the landing as well as she did.
I think Jordan's talking to her like, wow, how did you do that? Because not many people can pull that.
Now Alonza Klopfer, she follows Shalyn Olson's 9.775. So no huge scores yet, but they're avoiding that second mistake, which could be catastrophic. You can see that 9-0. Right now they're dropping that 9-0 as long as they get 3 more hits.
Both Alabama and Arkansas, they need a big score to really fuel them. Very clean front aerial into a back handspring. We talked earlier about how balance beam is a make or break event. It's only 4 inches wide. So being confident is pretty much key on this event.
Kennedy Hambrick, a 9.85 on floor, so they continue to put the pressure on Alabama on beam.
And a stuck round off 1.5.
She's pumped.
We will see if Alabama can get that big score they needed. And this connection is just done very nicely. Front aerial into a back handspring. And caps this routine off with a stuck 1.5. That is a blind landing. You can see how excited she is, and her team ran over to show their excitement.
I'm not sure Alonza can do a better beam routine than that. She is a former JO national champion on that event, and you have earned those glasses, young lady. Again, John Roethlisberger Bridge at Sloan. We're here in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Number 6 Crimson Tide hosting the number 14 Arkansas Razorbacks. Halfway through this competition and halfway through the collegiate season in women's gymnastics. This is Sarah Schaefer.
Sarah is so strong on this event, and she has the ability to put up a big score, and Arkansas needs a big score right now. Out of bounds on that double pike. That is going to be a 10th of a deduction. But no deduction there on that second pass.
See those scores. They desperately needed a 9.9 plus from these last 3 athletes. Not going to get it from Sarah Schaefer with that big step out of bounds, unfortunately. Alonza Klopfer, meanwhile, on balance being 9.85. I almost thought that was going to be higher, but nonetheless a very good score.
Gearing up for her final pass. Very nice and clean, 1.5 into a front layout. Not going to be the score that they want due to that step of the out of bounds, but strong routine.
Monday we'll have number 1 women's basketball team in the nation. Dawn Staley in the top-ranked South Carolina host Vanderbilt in Columbia, 7 Eastern, 6 Central, right here on the SEC Network and the ESPN app. The last time these two teams met, the Gamecocks blew out the Commodores. We'll see what happens in part 2 of the matchup. Now Luisa Blanco. She is a freshman. We saw this rotation get started off with a freshman, Ella Burgess. It did not go well. We'll see how Luisa can handle the pressure, the big lights when it matters most. Arkansas trying to make a run. Alabama trying to hold them off. Luisa Blanco, a junior Olympic national silver medalist in 2017, obviously has the pedigree. Comes out of the state of gymnastics, Texas. So many great athletes come from there.
And she is so clean on this event. You see right there, she just glides through her elements.
Luisa is a former elite gymnast. She comes from Woga. Her coach, Yevgeny Marchenko, you may know that name if you follow gymnastics closely, coached Carly Patterson to gold in the 2004 Olympic Games.
A little bit of a balance check on that full turn. Showing off that flexibility though. When we talk about artistry on floor, and artistry on beam is just as important. You see head coach Dana at the end of the beam and just the dismount. A round off double full, had to take 2 steps. That's gonna be 2/10, and right now they really need a big score. And they need to stick those landings, but a gorgeous back handspring layout step out. Squeezing that beam, that is what we call toe strength.
That's a new one for me. I've not heard of toe. Do you actually do curls with your toes? That's impressive.
Well, that's a secret.
Sarah Schaefer only a 9.675 for her floor routine. Bailey Lovett and Sophia Carter round out this floor rotation, and they have got to go big. They have got to try to stick every landing to give their team a shot.
Bailey has a huge double layout. I think she was smiling before her feet even hit the floor for her landing. You see Bailey is nursing an elbow. She is limited to bars, floor, and beam, but Jordan has said that she is just so great in the gym. She just brings this excitement and laughter that she almost keeps practice light.
Number 22 in the country on this event. Had a chance to talk to her before the last meet we covered in Arkansas and talked about the changes and the crowd in particular that they've been having for their home meets, and she just said the crowd was lit. I think that's good. I'm pretty sure that means it was
That
good.
is a very good thing. And final pass here, and Bailey is someone that loves to compete, so every opportunity she gets to go out there. Huge tuck double back. Very nice job for freshman Bailey. And she almost has too much height on this double back. Luckily, she knows exactly where she is, but gets huge air, a little bit of a buckle on her landing, but gets right to that lunge.
The reaction is priceless, though, when Bailey landed. One more to go for Arkansas on floor, one more for Alabama on beam. This is Lexi Graber, 2019 SEC beam champion. Nice to have her as your anchor, most certainly. Luisa Blanco, a 9.825. So far, Alabama starts with that 9.0, but they have avoided the dreaded second miss, and they can wipe away that 9.0 with a hit from Lexi Graber right here.
Would really love to see them break into that 9.9. Right now, they don't have anything higher than a 9.85. Oh! And disaster is happening. Handspring layout 2 feet. We talked about how Lexi was, when she competes, she has this fire in her eyes, and sometimes the pressure can get to you.
It looked as though Alabama was going to avoid counting that fall. They are going to have to count a fall now, and right when this meet seemed like it might be a runaway for the Crimson Tide, suddenly it is back to a virtual dead heat.
Very nice front toss into a scale, and then finishes with a gainer full. Gets the stick. You can tell she is not happy about that beam routine. But a very difficult back handspring layout 2 feet. She has a lot of momentum, but the biggest problem with that skill, as soon as your hips get twisted, you're off the balance beam. And I think she knew as soon as her feet hit, she was not going to be on that balance beam for much longer.
So unfortunate bookend falls for Alabama, their first gymnast up, and their anchor both had big mistakes, and now opportunity. Sophia Carter, one of the best in the country on this event, number 14 in the nation, co-specialist of the week in the SEC. She has flirted with a 10.0 throughout her career on this event, and this is a big moment.
I love Sophia on this event. She is going to do the floor routine of her life, and I have to say that because Jordan cannot talk enough about how she's an undercover competitor. You know, from the sidelines, she's so smiley and bubbly, and she's so excited to be there, as she should be, but she is a competitor through and through. And as soon as she salutes, it is game time.
Bailey Lovett, 9.925 right before Sophia went.
When I talked to Jordan about Sophia, I asked, this floor routine is, I think it's just so beautiful to watch. And Jordan said, well, it's a ticking time bomb routine. I was like, oh. Love that character for her, but she is just gorgeous on this event, from her artistry to her tumbling. There is a reason she is anchoring this Arkansas team. And in order to pull away and really bridge that gap from Alabama, they're going to need a big score here. A little bit of lack of control on that landing, but other than that, I don't know what the judges are going to take off for.
This is going to be interesting. Lexi Graber, a 9.325 for her beam routine. They're going to have to count that. A 9.925 from Sophia Carter would tie it up if she can get it.
And you see this last pass, a little out of control there, but saves it. Make sure she did not go out of bounds.
It does not look like a 9.925 with that big step at the end, and she had kind of that wonky landing on her first pass as well.
Yeah, she was fighting for that stuck landing, and sometimes jumping straight to the lunge is a lot easier to keep that landing.
Trust yourself. Get up here, feel the beam, get grounded, and take it one skill at a time. Let's do what you know how to do, okay? Beam on 3, 1, 2, 3. Beam! That beam, let's go.
You can hear Jordan Weaver saying trust yourself as they go to the balance beam. A 9.875 for Sophia Carter. That means they trail Alabama by 0.05 heading into the last rotation. Coming up, Bridget and I will get you caught up on SEC Weekly Honors and preview number 2 Florida and number 17 Auburn. It's presented by Belt. The 6th-ranked Alabama Crimson Tide hosts the 14th-ranked Arkansas Razorbacks. John Roethlisberger alongside Bridget Sloan. We are through 3 rotations, and it just became a really tight race. A half a tenth lead for the host team over the Razorbacks, and it is the 80s night here in Coleman Coliseum. And we have our weekly honors, and we got a new headline this week. Alicia Sacramone Quinn and her husband Brady gave birth to a new baby girl, Cassidy Nicole Quinn, 7 pounds and 7 ounces. Looks like, on the look on her face right there, Bridget, looks like she just listened to us commentate. Congratulations to the Quinns. What a beautiful baby girl. They're number 3 baby girl in their family. SEC Weekly Honors, some familiar names, Bridget.
Absolutely. Trinity Thomas, SEC Gymnast of the Week. No surprise there. She has been a stud for Florida. And then Sophia Carter. She is actually sharing the Specialist of the Week with her club teammate, Sabrina Vega. Very special for them to share that. And then I think Kaya Johnson, they're going to name the SEC Freshman of the Week after her from the LSU Tigers. She has just been a champ.
Coming up next, we'll take you to Auburn, Alabama for number 2 Florida squaring off against number 17 Auburn. It should be a great one. Trinity Thomas, one of the best in the country in the all-around. The only gymnast to get more than one perfect 10 on 2 separate events this season. Darian Goborn for Auburn, she is outstanding as well. It should be a great one from Auburn, Alabama, and you can see right there, Trinity Thomas having a great season. I think will be a contender for the all-around at the NCAA championships. Auburn, an up-and-down season, however, coming off their 3rd highest team score in vault in program history. They certainly will put up a fight at home. Our final rotation coming up, Arkansas on beam with their veteran Jessica Yamzon tries to complete the comeback while Lexi Graber tries to rebound from balance beam on the floor exercise. Friday Night Heights is not complete without a little dance party. Where's the robot, by the way? Is that on fleek? Is that on fleek? Is that cool?
No.
Not cool. After 3 rotations, it's going to be a good one. Half a 10th lead for the Crimson Tide. They gave it all back there on that last rotation. Sarah Patterson looking on, one of the most accomplished women's gymnastic coaches ever, winning 6 national titles while here at Alabama. And fans are in the stands, maybe a future gymnast in the making. Here's the summary of the meet. Alabama came out strong, 4 season highs on vault. They go to bars with a couple more career highs from Dixon and Doggett, and they had a comfortable lead, a 7/10 lead after 2, but it all turned around when they got to the toughest event in women's gymnastics, the balance beam. They had 2 falls, and just like that, the meet is virtually tied, a half-tenth lead now for the home team over the Arkansas Razorbacks. But here's the catch. Arkansas now, they have to go to the beam, that tough event we just talked about, but here is their veteran, senior Jessica Yamzon, in her first competition of her entire collegiate career where she did not compete the all-around, but this is a big moment for her and her team. Trying to steal a win in Alabama, this would be huge.
This is a make-or-break event, every single competition, but right now, Arkansas just needs to trust their abilities. You heard head coach Jordan Weber talking to them earlier in their huddle. Just trust yourself. Trust your ability, a little bit of balance check there, a very difficult back handspring into a layout step out. Another balance check there. I don't want to say Arkansas has to be perfect, but they have to be pretty darn close to it. And they might need some help. Very nice duck dismount, but they're going to need some help from Alabama. And it's going to be hard because they are on the floor exercise.
And just to put that in perspective, Alabama goes to the floor where they're the 7th ranked team in the country. Their high score on that event this season of 49.475. Arkansas, they're on balance beam, number 18 in the country on that event. Their high score of 49.275. So a little lower scoring event for Arkansas is the balance beam, whereas you mentioned it, Bridget, Alabama goes to the floor where typically they will score higher. But hey, they got to stay on their feet. They're going to lead things off with Griffin James, sophomore out of Virginia Beach, Virginia.
And that is an, oh, I don't want to say that's an Achilles.
And this is what you hate to see in any sport. And it looked like just on that takeoff, it just didn't get off of the floor.
No.
And wins and losses are meaningless when it comes down to things like this. And we can just hope it's not anything too serious. Very quiet in this very crowded arena.
See her getting carried off.
Bridget and I have both been in situations where we've had injuries in gymnastics, and it's a very tough thing. And
I've actually been in that position.
And we can certainly
not what you want to see.
Understand what she is going through, and our thoughts will be with her and the Alabama team, and hoping that is nothing significant, but nonetheless heartbreaking to see. The meet has to go on. Jessica Yamzon a 9.675 in the leadoff spot Chiara Gianfagna, the second gymnast up. She's also battling for an all-around spot. She is in the second position in the all-around now to her teammate Hambrick after that Lexi Graber fall from balance beam.
A little bit of a balance check there. Arkansas just needs to be confident on this event.
There are your all-arounders. Kennedy Hambrick with a nice 3/10 lead over her teammate Chiara Gianfagna. They are both on balance beam, however. Lexi Graber, she will go to the floor exercise. That race is not over.
Cat lead right into a front toss. Not many athletes you see smile on balance beam. But you will see Chiara smile just about after every element. And a pretty significant balance check there. She meant to actually do a straddle half, did not complete that.
They look a little jittery on this event.
Little rattled, a little shaken up. A round off 1.5, has to take a pretty significant hop forward. Finishes that beam routine though with a blind landing. Round off 1.5. Again, has to take a pretty large hop forward. And Alabama is gonna try and get this energy back up.
Time to dig deep, time to do it for your teammate. Shalyn Olson is next up for Alabama. She is a veteran. She's been in a lot of different situations as an elite athlete, as a collegiate athlete. And now her teammates need her to light a fire. And don't forget, right after this, a great matchup in Auburn, Alabama. Number 2 Florida versus number 17 Auburn. Bart Conner, Kathy Johnson will have the call from that competition right after we are done here.
And Shalyn has a jam-packed floor routine. You're going to see a really impressive first tumbling pass from her. And right here, this is a Canadian national team member. Double, stuck.
Like a dart.
Very impressive.
Update score for Chiara Gianfagna at 9.525. That is a big break for Arkansas and a big opportunity for Alabama.
And a front through, right to a double tuck.
Wow. We talked about Shalyn, and she does big gymnastics, but always seems to have those little errors. Not tonight on floor.
I don't know what the error was at all tonight. Huge double-double. That is an elite skill. And then ends it with a front tuck step out right into a double tuck. The control she has on her landings, there's no room for error in that floor routine. That is going to be a big score for Shalyn.
The score for Griffin James was a 6.2. Now, obviously, she did not finish her floor routine. That will not be a score they count no matter what happens with the rest of the routines. But should Alabama have any more errors, that's going to be significant.
And Bailey mounting the beam for Arkansas. A very beautiful back handspring. We saw that earlier from Emily Gaskins. Jordan said Bailey is one of those athletes that just loves to compete. She loves the opportunity to get in front of a crowd. And right now, she just needs to be cool, calm, and collected on the balance beam, which she is doing. Front aerial into a standing layout step out.
she does have this kind of attitude that she doesn't seem to be phased by the moment, even as a young underclassman.
Wow. Arkansas needed a big score, and that was a flawless beam routine. And this mount, back handspring, she holds that position beautifully. And then right in that green, 180 degrees, right where she needs to be. I don't know what the judges are going to take off in that beam routine.
It's going to need to be a big one. Shallon Olsen, a 9.9, a career high for her. And now Shea Mahoney.
Shea is one of those athletes, she loves to put on a show. And I think this floor music is exactly what she needed this year to put on a show for Alabama. Very nice double tuck, a little bit of a hop backwards. See what the judges take off on that landing. Talk about an athlete who has fun competing. She will not stop smiling this entire floor routine. Final pass for Shea. Stuck, double pike. Very nice job by Shea Mahoney getting those Alabama team back on track. Finishes this floor routine with a very nice double pike. Great height, complete control on the landing. That is a veteran competitor.
And they have ratcheted up the intensity, the focus, the emotion in these last routines. Has Alabama, Shea Mahoney, Shallon Olsen, Maddie Desch will be next for them. Kennedy Hambrick mounts the balance beam right after Bailey Lovett's 9.85. So that is a big score, something to build on. You can see two low scores to start. They are going to have to count that 9.675 no matter what, but they are trying to drop that 9.525 from Gianfania.
Very nice and smooth handspring layout step out. I think that's a little bit of a low score for Bailey. But right now, Kennedy is going to try and build off of that 9.85. What could have been a balance check there saves it on her jump.
Hambrick is your current leader in the all-around. Gianfania was second. She had a rough beam routine, however, so this is her all-around to win if she does just that.
And that was a flawless beam routine for Kennedy. I saw one slight balance check, and the judges might not even take it off, but ends things with a gorgeous gainer full, gets the landing. Very nice job.
So Arkansas trying to keep pace with what has been a resurging floor rotation for Alabama. Shea Mahoney, a 9.925, so back-to-back 9.9s. Now Maddie Desch gets her chance. 3 routines to go for Alabama. They all need to be hits if they want to walk away with the win.
Maddie is a senior. She is soaking up every moment, competing in front of her home crowd. Stays inbounds on that double pike.
See the score so far on floor. Griffin James has left the competition floor. I know her teammates are thinking about her, but she is off the floor, but they are competing for her right now.
Lots of elements in that second pass. 1.5, front half. Maddie Desch came from the club I think a lot of people are familiar with, Gage Gymnastics. She has elite background. And finishes this floor set with a stuck double tuck.
What are the judges going to do now? Because right before her was a 9.9, then a 9.925, and I feel like that was better.
That's going to be a 9.95 in my opinion. I don't think it's going to be a 10-0. But she flies high, sticks that double tuck, and her team is so excited for her, as they should be.
Now keep in mind, if you're following the score on the screen, Arkansas has a big lead, a 3-point lead, but keep in mind, Alabama is currently counting Griffin James' score. If the rest of the athletes hit, they're going to drop that score, and it's going to give their team score a big bump. So we'll try to lay that out as we get to the last couple athletes and what they need to possibly win this meet. But that is why that score looks a little off, and why the competition really is a lot closer than that indicates.
Very nice handspring layout, step out. Sophia Carter here, she has the ability to put up big scores. She's actually scored a 9.975 on this event.
Kennedy Hambrook put up a 9.875 right before her. That clinches the all-around for her. The bigger things at stake here in the team competition.
Very nice full turn. The pressure is on, but Sophia is handling it so well. Side aerial into a stuck back full. That was a beautiful routine for Sophia. And switch leap here. Her back leg is a little bit high. Would love to see her get that front leg up. But into a sheep jump, she's got a loose side of the beam on that jump and gets it right back.
So that leap where her front foot was lower, but she still had 180, is that okay, or is that a different type of leap? What do the judges do with that?
The judges are going to have to take that and kind of do their own thing. Some judges are going to take off, some are not. Most judges would not take off that, but you want to be exactly parallel to the beam, right in that straight line, 180 degree.
So Maddie Desch, a 9.925, so back-to-back season highs. And now Lexi Graber, the all-around competition is not in play for her, but the team competition very much at stake.
And she is here for redemption. She did not have the beam routine she wanted tonight. But in college gymnastics, the all-around and individual is important, but team is what it is all about, and she is competing for her team right now.
Just to kind of put the team score in perspective, if you drop the lowest score for both teams so far, Alabama is actually leading by 0.4 of a point.
Front tuck, step out right into a double pike. Very nice job for Lexi.
The emotion is just pouring out of that Alabama bench, and they are not going away.
Starts things with a beautiful tuck full in, a little messy in her legs, but stays in control, and then a front tuck, step out right into a double pike. Dana is very happy.
All for her, and I know it was. That was a lot. I'm proud of you. Come on, one more, guys. One more.
We're with you, Lon!
We're with you, Lon!
You can see the emotion on head coach Dana Duckworth's face right there. It is so hard as a coach when you have an athlete that is injured. Talked to Dee Bro earlier this year. She said that very thing. She loves coaching, but the hardest part now at this point of her career is the injuries, and it's a tough thing to deal with. Kennedy Hambrick is your all-around champion, 39.4 for her third career all-around title. The Razorbacks, they look loose. I don't know if they realize what is at stake here. They need one beam routine left to go. We're waiting for Sophia Carter's score.
Those kind of look like your dance moves.
Oh, come on, give me more credit than that, Bridget. I got some moves. Meanwhile, over on floor exercise, the third 9.925 in a row for Alabama. Lexi Graber, a season high for her.
Gabby, no, it's no, you got it.
9.8 for Sophia Carter. Bridget,
really
explain.
low, very low. I'm not sure what the judges took off on that beam routine. From my angle, I wouldn't say it was a perfect 10, but I would have given it at least a 9.875.
So here's the situation. Arkansas absolutely needs a huge score right here. They have got to hit, and they've got to hit big, 9-9 plus. Amanda Elswick is up, and this is her first routine of the season on this event.
Very nice handspring layout, step out. She actually has a brand new dismount also. So first beam routine of the season and a brand new dismount.
Now if we look at dropping the low score for each team, Alabama has a .525 lead. So again, Arkansas has to hit, they have to hit perfect, and they need Alabama to make a mistake on floor if they're gonna get this title tonight.
You would never know that this is her very first beam routine of the season. So far, so good. Handspring, 1.5 step, 1.5. Had to take a step backwards, but a strong performance for Amanda Elswick, who is just getting back into this beam lineup. Very nice handspring layout step out, just floats in the air. And then this is a brand new dismount for her. Back handspring, 1.5 twists. Again, has to take a step backwards, but that should really help her confidence throughout the rest of the season.
So Alabama had a lineup change coming into this rotation. Makari Doggett, who is outstanding on this event, was taken out. Alonza Klopfer was moved into the anchor position after not being in the lineup, and everything is riding on her shoulders right now. She's got to hit, and she's got to hit clean. Any mistakes could give it away.
Nice double tuck. Would really love to see these athletes jumping to a lunge and not trying to stick, but you see Lexi Graber with a 9.925 along with Maddie Desch and Shay Mahoney. Those are big scores. And Amanda Elswick with a 9.85 on balance beam.
A 9.35 from Alonza Klopfer will give Alabama the team title tonight. She just has to land on her feet and stay in bounds.
You see head coach Dana Duckworth over there screaming, cheering her athlete on.
This is it.
I think she did it. Very nice stuck double pike. And take a look at this last pass. Round off back handspring, double pike, pulls it around. Again, would love to see her get straight to that lunge. And Dana is pulling, and she gets it on her feet. Dana has got to be so proud of her team right now.
That was a beautiful display of her I've ever seen in my entire life. You guys have something so special. We are going to get through this, you guys. You're going to make us tougher. This is a crappy thorn. But we are going to use it, and we are going to continue to transform because you guys love each other. All right?
Dana Duckworth, you guys got this, and you did something miraculous tonight. And Bridget, how hard is it to be there and see a gymnast, your teammate, get carried off the floor and have to go out there and do the job?
It's so hard, and you think not only that's your teammate, that is your friend. I mean, that's your sister, and seeing an injury happen is so difficult and is mentally tough.
9.85 for Alonza Klopp for a career high, and they get the win. We will come back and wrap things up. Friday nights Heights is presented by Belk. Our final score on what turned out to be a real doozy. Alabama gets the win, .525 over the visiting Arkansas Razorbacks. We thought it might be close, but we had no idea that it would play out exactly the way it did. It had drama. It had drama that we did not want to have, but it had some great gymnastics as well. As we were heading into that final rotation, Alabama was ahead by half a tenth. Their first gymnast up, Griffin James, gets carried off the floor, but after that, this is what happened, Bridget.
I mean, her teammates delivered, and you have to have the depth and the confidence in your team. No one wants to go after an injury, and when it's on your own team, it just hits a little closer to home. But the last four competitors on this floor exercise for Alabama brought it home. I mean, they did their job, and they were competing tonight for Griffin.
And this was our Belk competing with style. Unbelievable performance by Alabama in the most unfortunate of circumstances. Never something you want to have, Bridget.
No, and you can see the emotion of that Alabama team. They're already a very emotional team, but when someone gets hurt, it hits so much closer to home.
Congratulations to the Crimson Tide. Outstanding job by the Arkansas Razorbacks. You're going to head down to Auburn, Alabama. Bart Connor and Kathy Johnson are waiting for you. We're done from Tuscaloosa. So long, everybody.